Hey Steph, hey Carla.
Hello.
We're just dropping our wins in the chat. Um, so Matt started a new ad. Yay, got 5 leads. Freaking
Was it? It's
awesome.
like $6. That's good. Get that done.
Ricardo got his FSP license. So what that means is Ricardo is going to be our dedicated finance guy. Holy shit. It's for New Zealand. So everyone can use Ricardo
Mm.
for finance now, which is amazing. Amazing. So good.
Oh,
Natasha's in so many conversations with the leads from ads.
go the ads.
Yes, go the ads. Oh yeah, Ricardo's got some other stuff he needs to wait on, but we don't need to worry about that. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. That's so good. Okay, cool. Oh, we just go admit all. Yep, awesome. Hey, Marika, Abigail. Phew, phew. We're all getting here. Oh, we've got another one in there. I went for a walk even in the freezing cold. I also just had a friend leave who was doing a water trial with us. He was super sick with massive chronic fatigue, and the docs didn't know what's wrong. After 3 weeks, he's feeling amazing. Fuck
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
power of that
That
word.
is so good. Love that. Wait, I've missed Katie. I've been saying things I'm grateful for every night with my girls before bed. A new habit discipline. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's so good. Cool. Okay, so recap from last week. Um, Goals, Katie, you just kind of gave us a little bit of a goal. Has everyone set a goal? What they want to do over the 6 to 8 weeks? Do you want to share it? I know some of us have been sharing it in the group, which is awesome. Thank you. You feel to share your goal. I know I shared my like 6 goals, but my main one that I always start with is to help 3 people a month. So share your goals in there. Learn how to and post an ad. Cool, Katie. We are going to do that next week. Next week, we're going to go from scratch. We'll talk about that more later. Awesome. Cool. So last week, we did, um, I've got them right here, our core values. Who did their core values? Because it's really, really important. Fingers. Yes, yes. Good, Mum. I didn't see you share it, but that's okay. You didn't have to share it. Awesome. Okay. So the reason, hi, Marika. I didn't spot you there. The reason why we did core values last week was because everything that you've dug deep and found within yourself, your desires, your frustrations, all of the things, that's the person that you're talking to. That's your avatar. And it took me so long to figure that out until, yeah, well, Natasha will know. Her and I were in a container together, and the beautiful Chaitanya brought this up inside a container that we were in. And it blew my freaking mind because I'd literally spent 18 months in this business trying to figure out who it was I was talking to until I went through that process and dug really deep with myself and then realized, holy shit, I'm talking to myself. So keep that close to you, read it, go back to it. And when you're doing your content, that is the person that you're talking to. You can go back into your frustrations and speak into it when you're doing your content because you're speaking into people who either if you've just started your business, they're in the same position that you are, but they don't know that there's a different way yet. Um, Speak into your desires, into what you want, because you are speaking to someone who has the same desires, who wants to do the same thing. Like for me, world schooling, Marie was speaking into world schooling, and it's something that was really, really close to my heart, really wanted to do. Both of us really wanted to travel, and she got me. And here we are. So really speak into the things that are so deeply important to you because that's where the connection comes from. That's where, yeah, you easily attract people that way. So, another thing from last week, who did the nightly or daily looking into themselves and noticing whether they fed predominantly the positive wolf or the negative wolf? Did anyone do this? And over the week, what did you find? Did you find that you predominantly fed the positive wolf or the negative wolf? And this is just something to, the word is escaping my brain.
Reflect.
Reflect. Thank you, Matthew. It's something to reflect on and just be like, okay, it's okay if I fed the negative wolf. It's okay because now I can see that I'm doing that and how am I going to do it differently? What was that? Ricardo, yeah, he wants to do the ads. Yes, I fed both so I can have a bigger pack. Okay. You're hilarious. I love it. So yeah, I definitely did both as well. And I started to really reflect on it deeply today about which wolf I was feeding and why, and how I can turn that around and get a little bit more positivity into my life. Did anyone, Courtney, positive wolf, mostly. Cool, awesome. That's so good. Did anyone create a daily ritual for themselves? Marika, you fed both. Awesome. It's cool because that's it. You're just here to see that and go, cool, how can I do better next week? Or how can I just do a little bit better tomorrow? Something that you say, and I think is a big thing that's said in this community is 1% better.
Yeah.
Every day, 1% better. And by the end of the year, holy shit, lots will have changed. Lisa, because I was thinking about it, I was trying to feed the nice wolf. It's nice, Mum. Cool. Good. Awesome. So did anyone create a routine or maybe just one thing for themselves? Maybe in the morning, a little ritual to kind of get your mind
No discipline.
in the right place. Cold plunge first thing in the morning. Wow, you are bold.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. And our outdoor bath. Oh.
Nice.
And Courtney is in Christchurch. So if anyone, yeah,
Cold.
yeah, that it must be freezing. Good on you. How do you feel? Do you feel amazing? You're tough. I went for a swim in the ocean the other day and it was good.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah. Ricardo, I don't do work until I've done some house chores and 30 minutes on the treadmill. Nice.
Good.
Cool. 30 minutes on the treadmill. I know you've got 4 children. I'm hoping that's by yourself so you can at least get a little bit of alone time. Marika, daily stretches in the morning. Beautiful. Abigail, I created but managed 4 mornings. Oh, wait. Did I miss something? But managed 4 mornings, so might need to readjust. Cool. That's cool. 4 mornings. I mean, this is literally just the start.
Yeah.
So you can start to adjust it. If you're asking too much of yourself, then just, back off the throttle a little bit. And yeah. Steph, daily morning set up with your favorite candle and grounding practice. Love that. I've been really thinking about the candles and getting myself some more candles since you mentioned that. Marika, my son was on my back this morning, but I continue to do my squats. Yes, bit of extra weight. Mum, Lisa, yes, holding my hands in the cold stream water and thanking the universe every morning. Beautiful. What you Ricardo watching the news. My goodness. Good. You're doing it by yourself at least. Carla, yep, I usually do a little meditation, then either a big walk or Pilates. Yeah, I sea moss and herbal tincture for hormonal regulation are a must. Beautiful.
Well, mine is the gym and incense.
Yes.
All the incense.
Cool,
Love
cool,
it.
cool. Sweet. Okay. We've got the beautiful Natasha on tonight. So some of you will know Natasha and some of you won't, and that's okay. So Natasha, I have known only for the last 18 months. She's been a beautiful mentor to me and for me in this business. She's recently gone 6A2. Yes. So good, so good. And yeah, she's here to bring us so much value tonight. You're gonna tell us all about it, but Natasha, I would love if you just share a little bit about yourself to start your story and yeah, where you're at.
Yay. Thanks,
Mm.
Holly and Matt. So excited to be here tonight. And so wonderful that you're all here receiving this incredible container that both Holly and Matt have put together for you all. So much value. And I think, actually, no, I won't go into that. I'll share a little bit about me, what you've asked me, before I waffle on. So, yeah, what to share? I live in the Northern Rivers of Australia on the East Coast in a beautiful place called Crystal Creek, surrounded by trees and swimming holes and beautiful nature. And I'm here with my beautiful partner, Madhu. We've been in a solid relationship for 11 years now, and I've got two daughters. They're both 9 and 19. And I've been building this business for 7 years. I kept saying 6 years, but I realized like a whole year has gone past without me even realizing. But 7 years I've been with Anagic. So um, it's been such a gift. I'm so passionate, probably obsessed in a really positive way with this business because it's just so good and it really does keep getting better and better. And yeah, it's just been a gift in every single way. I came from the background of working in mental health, disability support. I then stepped into the wellness field of becoming a birth doula, yoga teacher, body worker. I had my own health and wellness center for women in Byron Bay for many years. Then I started a traditional business with my partner making vegetarian samosas after I left the red tent yoga healing space and once I had another baby. And yeah, that my life has always been very blessed. I've always been in the entrepreneurial space. I have had jobs and things like that, but I've always been very empowered as far as choosing the pathway that I want to experience in my life. I've never been that kind of person where, oh, I've just got to get a job for the sake of it and kind of crush my soul. I've always like said, this is my life, this is how I want to live, and I'm going to choose how I want to live it and then weave everything else in it. And so this business came in 7 years ago where I wasn't actually looking for a business, but I was pretty much had everything together with all of the work that I was doing in the business that we had. But we were looking for the best water to drink. And I saw a dear friend put up a post about this incredible business and community she discovered. And yeah, I was kind of intrigued. I was very multifaceted at that time as well. Like I loved kind of just splitting my energy into lots of different things. And often I would just say yes, yes, yes to lots of different opportunities, but then realize that it's all too much. And here was another opportunity coming my way. And my partner was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, what is this that you're sharing with me? You know, we've got everything going on. We've got a business. Like, how are you going to have time for another business in your world when we've got to focus on our samosa business and, you know, make that thing? And that was really successful. And we had so much success here in the Northern Rivers with that business. But what we realized was that there was so much money being invested back into the business for the food van and the licenses and the ingredients and the equipment. And like we spent like 40 to 50 grand to get it started. And then we were constantly putting money back in. So we were always pretty much in survival mode. The money would come, the money would go. And we realized that we weren't giving ourselves permission to dream big, because if we would have done that and if we would have created that with that business, we would have had to employ staff, get a bigger kitchen. Like I could just see that that wasn't going to be sustainable for us on an emotional level. So this business came in, we realized it had the world's class leading water ionizers. We were looking for the best water. And anyway, cut the longer story short, we said yes, we dived in and we had no idea what we were going to be up for. I was terrified because it was really calling me forwards to show up online. I could feel like it was really, calling me to step into my leadership more. I was already very much in the leadership space by running empowered birth workshops for couples and sessions and women's circles and face-to-face. I was great at that. But when the thought of showing up online was like literally so daunting for me. It was very unfamiliar. I didn't feel comfortable with it, but I'm like, well, here's this business. Like if everyone says that they're making so much money by showing up online, there must be something good about it. So I dived all in. And yeah, for the last 7 years, it's been the biggest, most beautiful journey. And me and my partner have had a lot of success. 6A2, it's been a slower journey. Like a lot of people get to 6A and 6A2 faster than 7 years. But I have never given up. I've always been so committed. And when we first started the business, me and Madhu, my partner, we said, let's just plant our flag to legacy wealth, even if it takes 10 years for us to get there. And it most likely will be 10 years. But we have been in full conviction, 100% committed all the way, because it just makes so much sense. There's no other business out there that comes anywhere close to what we've got here. There's been times through the journey, 7 years, that, we've still had other jobs. I've still done massage. I've had a few birthing clients. My partner's still done cash jobs. Because as we know with Enagic, for some, it's consistent income, but then at times there might be, moments or seasons where there's, no income coming in or it's a bit slower. So yeah, we've just really weaved it into our life and it's just part of our life now. And it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel hard. There's challenges, of course, because it definitely calls you forward to step into your leadership and personal growth. But yeah, it's the biggest, bestest gift ever. And yeah, constantly learning about myself and always evolving. The business is evolving. My leadership is always evolving. New people are always coming into the team. So that brings, more excitement and challenges. And as we know, this is a people's business. If you're uncomfortable having conversations, like this is what we'll go into soon, but, you really need to understand that it's about communication and relationships and building rapport and being open to lead and being open to support. So I love that about this. It's the biggest personal development workshop ever that I've done so much personal growth work before this business, but this is constant. And yeah, I just really love it. I'm just so, so, so grateful. And we get to make new friends with people from all around the world, but it's so much richer than friendships. I feel like there's friendships where you can like catch up and have a cuppa and check out what you've been doing. But this, you get to like journey side by side where we get to be on purpose. We get to deepen relationships. We get to see each other's shit. We get to see each other's greatness. We get to support each other in the moments where we're feeling to give up or we're feeling, the challenges or confrontation that comes through with everything we get to experience here. So yeah, it's so rich and so nourishing and so satisfying. And yeah, I'm just so, so happy to be on this journey. So yeah, that's a little bit about everything that I've experienced in a short little snippet. But what I would love to, do you want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. I just wanted to quickly add, if anyone's got any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll come back to them at the end.
Yeah, feel free to
I've
ask
got lots.
Amazing. Yay. So what I would love to share tonight with you all is really honoring your authentic leadership and what that means. I feel like, yes, we get to make lots of money here. Yes, we get to be of service. We get to change lives. But on the inside, it's a journey of leadership. And there is so much juiciness to explore around that. So we're going to be going into that. I'm also going to be speaking into the importance of the product knowledge. I've built my business leading with the water and the products as well as the business. So we'll be talking about that. And then also talking about how to create success offline, because I feel that that's an important key piece to create success. Like, yes, we can have online success and we can leverage the online space 100% if we wish. But I feel the gift of being able to take this offline is only going to expand you and expand your business in other ways. So does that sound good for everyone? Cool. Awesome. I'll just take a little sip. So leadership. I would love to know from you, if you just want to pop it in the comments, do you feel that you are, or maybe just place your hands up, do you feel that you're a natural leader? Who here feels that they're naturally in their leadership? Like it's easy to lead, it's familiar, it's comfortable? Yeah, a few of you, half half. And who here feels that leadership is awkward and uncomfortable and something that you're ready to grow into? Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. And be honest. It's really beautiful just to be honest with yourself, because it's a very important key piece to how you want to create success here. So leadership, I would love to know in the comments now, what does leadership mean to you? Like when you tune into yourself as being a leader, whether it's a leader in your family life, a leader in your relationships, in your community, in this business, in possibly other areas of your work or passions, just popping in like some of the qualities that you feel is part of leadership. Amazing. So what have we got coming through? Authority, yes. Setting and leading by example, walking the walk. Yeah, or walking the talk. Yeah. Empathy, listening, absolutely. So for me, the offline things is where I want to grow the most. Amazing, Scott. Can't wait for that section. Compassion, understanding, time management, ability to listen, looking after others, good values, resilience, leading by example, doing all the things, being authentic with integrity, sharing knowledge and experiences. Amazing. So as you can see, leadership, there's many different qualities to leadership. And what I feel, leadership is not being perfect at all. Leadership is about fully embodying who you are and showing up as yourself and knowing that you can be of service to other people, where you can inspire. So the way you show up, whether you feel that you are a good leader or you're natural in your leadership or not, the way you show up is how you're going to show up in life and how you're going to show up in business, in your family. That is like your authentic blueprint, right? And this is where you can fully be of service. Like your unique personality, your unique presence, who you are is going to inspire other people, whether you like it or not. It's like, this is just kind of just about being human, right? When we, go into a shop and we smile at another person or give them a compliment, or whether we talk about the journey of parenting, or whatever conversations we're in, there's always a quality of leadership that you're showing up in. But there's certain qualities that I suppose can really support you more so in this business. And some of these qualities, if you look at what people have said, I've also got a few other words here that I've written down. Where's it gone? It's just disappeared. Here we go. So, I'll come back to that actually. It's just all, I don't want to use the screen. I'm just going to wing it. So some of these qualities you might feel very comfortable in, and some of them might be something that you would like to grow into. So I feel for me as a leader, like the integrity piece, is so, so important. You need to start thinking, if you're in this business and you want to really help change lives, and if your vision is to bring other people into your team, you need to start tuning into like, how do you want to be showing up? How do you want your team, your new people, to see you and feel you and be inspired by you? And it's really an opportunity to get called forwards. And this can feel uncomfortable for people. I know one thing that I was facing a few years ago in the business where I was feeling like I got to a bit of a block where I was like, okay, my team was growing and I was having momentum, but I got to this point where I was like, how do I have the capacity to hold a team of like 100 people or 200 or 500 people, or like Christine Clean, like 10,000 people? That was really freaky for me because it was like, how am I going to actually hold this? How am I going to be in leadership that is going to be, on point, professional, savvy, organized? And it really got to a point where I was like, okay, am I willing to break this limiting belief that I don't have the capacity to hold a team of thousands? Or am I willing to expand, let go of that belief and expand into that? And what I've discovered in this business is that as we grow, as we expand, as we learn new wisdom, as we learn new skills, as we understand the business more and feel more embodiment, our capacity expands and our leadership grows. And we're always faced with little moments of challenges where it forces us to grow, or it forces us to, not forces us, well, it kind of does. Yeah, we're willing to meet those challenges to then grow. We're willing to stretch beyond the comfort zone to grow. And so this is just an invitation for you, maybe in the tasks throughout the week. We haven't even really organized that, but I can create the tasks. I'm just kind of making it up now. To write down all of the, I know some of us have done this task before, but I think it's also really good to redo it because we're always changing. So writing down all of the qualities that you feel great about yourself in your leadership, the qualities that are strengths for you, the qualities that you feel you just naturally embody. And it's really great to just start seeing and acknowledging these parts of yourself. And I know for some people, some of you, this might be really easy, and some of you, it might feel, very uncomfortable. Even like even just honoring yourself, like giving yourself acknowledgement of who you are and how you show up and the positive qualities that you have in your own leadership. And then you might want to write down as the alternate qualities that you feel you've got room for growth and improvement. So maybe while we're here, I'd love you to, really get honest and write in the chat box some of the qualities in your leadership that you feel are potential weaknesses, where there's room for improvement, where you don't feel so, what's the word? Yeah, so embodied in that quality. It's things like, for me, one of the biggest things in my leadership is knowing the numbers of the business. Like, that's one thing, like, as a CEO of your business, like having everything in the background of the business to then give to your team is really important, right? I'm like fully owning that the numbers, when it comes to the numbers and data and tracking my leads and all of that, like that's like, I'm so resistant to that. So that's a big area for me to expand. Another big thing for me over the years is like time management has not been a forte for me. I'm just like flowing in the feminine and doing the business and just like, oh, I'm going to do this activity now and I'm going to create this post and I'm going to have a conversation here and a conversation here. And I think it's worked. Obviously, it's worked for me in some way. But, creating a structure for myself has been quite challenging to create. What have we got here? Matt, having conversations. Holly, patience. Yeah, I know that one about Holly. Yeah. This is where like even acknowledging the parts of ourselves that we need to improve is really important for us. Courtney, constant communication, consistency drops for me. Matt, seconds, time management, answering questions in response to curiosity or challenging facts, being consistent. Yeah, I love these. So I invite you after this call throughout the week to really dive in deeper to this theme of leadership. Oh, here's a big one. Ricardo's leadership qualities: wisdom, discernment, being organized, knowledge. Weaknesses: too vulnerable, too trusting, not inspiring enough. Yeah, and so this is where, like, for the parts of yourself that are feeling, a little more vulnerable to embody or uncomfortable, you have the opportunity as well to gently, I suppose, do more of the inner work around how you want to step more into these qualities. So, for example, if like Katie, being consistent. So flesh this out a little bit more, Katie. Like, is it being consistent with the business? Is it being consistent with posting? Is it being consistent with how you show up with your family? Like, what is that? Breaking it down a little bit more. So time management, yeah, it can be a big one. I think this is one of the biggest challenges of being a business owner, I think, for a lot of people, is having the discipline, like what we were talking about in the last week's mentorship, and really just like holding that to your commitment with all of the tasks and everything you do with this business. Posting on socials. Okay. People pleasing over priorities. Yeah. So as you can see, there's so much. And the one thing that I really love to remember is, like, if I've got a team coming through, I need to be that shining example. If I've got new people coming through, I need to be the shining example. If I don't, turn up to team meetings every week, if I'm not reliable, if I'm not honest with my communication, if I'm, not consistent, like, these are all the things that they just don't really match with this business. So you need to be willing to fully step into your leadership and own where you can improve, and really start to, I suppose, give yourself permission to be the leader that you're here to be, I should say. And when it comes to posting on social media as well, it's like, this was a massive fear of mine. I was terrified that people were going to judge me, ridicule me. I was fearful of being seen and being heard. Like, that was my biggest thing. Like, I don't know why I had this thing around, even though I was confident in doing it face to face, but when it came to social media, maybe because I didn't know who was on the other side. And the only way for me to move through those big limiting beliefs was just to show up over and over and over again, even if it scared me. And I've had so much personal growth and transformation in my journey of doing that. So, yeah, and there's another key point as well. Resistance that's been a big part of my journey, that is possibly, more of a quality that I've wanted to lean into more to improve. So the procrastination, excuses, what's the other word? Distractions. Who here finds that part of their world in this business? Excuses, procrastination, and getting distracted. Yeah, totally. It's a big one. Do you want to attract people into your team that are always procrastinating, distracted, and giving up and giving excuses? No, of course not. So this is where you get to step up and you get to meet that. So one thing that we've learned in the last few weeks in our coaching container as well, a little piece of wisdom or encouragement for you to do: every time you feel distracted or resistant to do a task, giving yourself that awareness to catch it right there in the moment, and it comes into the mindset and discipline as well, and nip it in the bud and take the action right away. And it's amazing how much growth can happen just in that moment of you doing that. Or anytime you feel resistant to, if you've got resistance posting consistently online, giving yourself a little, like, experiment. What happens if I actually say I'm going to post every day this week? Or every time you turn up late somewhere, like, this is a big one, reliability. It's like, do you want your leader in your team to always turn up late to your meetings? Do you want your leader of your team to go, oh, sorry, the meeting's not on today, I'm not feeling well? and this is the way we get to show up in our business, which is all going to support us to step into that space of bigger leadership when you start to generate, masses amount of people in your team. You've got to be in that integrity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Yes, love it. So I'll just double check my notes and see if I have missed anything. One moment. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to share about leadership. We can talk about it for hours. I love to bring in there's so much we could talk about leadership, embodiment practices and, handling objections. Like that's a big one. Like, if you're scared to handle objections, it's like, get that out of the way and just be open to receiving objections. If you're scared to have conversations, like, no, like this is an opportunity for a sale to change someone's life. If you're scared to or resistant to, send that message to someone that you've been thinking about for the last few weeks and you're like, oh, no, they're going to think that I'm dodgy. It's like, just do it. Like follow your heart when it comes to taking action in all things in relation to the business. Cool. All right. Let's moving right along. And yeah, just leaving you with one little thing around that. Like when you're showing up, whether it's online or with the business in conversations or events or whatever you're doing, just remind yourself that your message is unique and authentic to you. And there's people out there waiting to receive your leadership. They're waiting to receive your message. They're not waiting to receive Lisa's message. They're not waiting to receive Abigail's message. They're waiting to receive Scott and Kat's message. It's like your message will be totally different to all of ours here, right? And your vibe and your authenticity and your presence and your personality is totally different to everyone else's here. So it's really owning your uniqueness and owning these parts of yourself that are here to inspire and here to serve. Cool. All right. Let's moving right along. So, let's talk about the products and Enagic. Like I feel it's very, very important to have a deep understanding of Enagic. I spoke about this on the huddle. Some of you might have seen me on the huddle a few weeks ago. That having full familiar connection with Enagic, like this is the company that we've partnered with. It's very easy to start this business and be kind of swept away with like all of the different strategies and doing this and doing that and doing that and making sales and having conversations and following up and posting here and posting there and doing ads. It's like all of these like things. So I know some of you are new here, some of you are kind of fairly well into the business, but wherever you are at, I always encourage you to, if you haven't already, fully get to know Enagic and Mr. Ashiro and the mission and the vision of Enagic. Like I feel this is such an important foundational piece to be able to share with people in your conversations. It's the heart of what we've got here. And if you're not connected to Enagic, if you're not connected to Mr. Ashiro's vision and you don't feel it or you don't know it, very, very important, I feel, to know it. So start familiarizing yourself with Enagic, Mr. Ashiro, and as well as all of the amazing products that we have. So we've got the Kangen water, the Inespa, the M-Guard turmeric, Kangen Air is a new one. Getting familiar, getting knowledgeable on understanding the ins and outs of the Kangen water. Like who here feels confident they can explain what Kangen water is and how it works and how it's beneficial when someone asks you what it is? Half? A little bit? Yeah. There's always room to learn. I know for me, like to understand the in-depth science of the Kangen water, like I've still got so much room to learn about that. I understand the basic science, but if someone is to ask me like a science question, I'm like, don't know how to explain that. Just watch the video. So this is a gap for me where I'm like, okay, I still need to understand the science to a T. And some people, you'll get some people on your journey that want to understand the products in full. and other people that, just like send a video and that's fine. But for you as a leader, like having the knowledge and the wisdom to then be able to answer people's questions is only going to support you to create more success. So there's so many different YouTube videos, different resources. There's so many different resources available to help you understand the water, all of the different uses. Like I love, love, love talking to people about the different uses of the Kangen water, like to support a toxic-free and sustainable lifestyle. So many people don't realize it's not just a filter. So many people don't realize all the different versatile uses and protocols. This is where you get to educate. And of course, you already know way more than what most other people know, but this is an opportunity for you to know more and for you to keep always like up leveling your knowledge and understanding of the water and the products. What else was I going to share? So for any of you as well, I also did a Kangen Water Mastery course with Nate, the naturopath. Some of you might know him. He's been quite an involved person inside of our community. And I did a 4-week course with him. I actually have that as an evergreen course. He went deep into the science of the water. It was like mind blowing. I need to keep watching it over and over again. I've only watched it a few times, but yeah, that is available for only $97 for any of you that wish to purchase that. It's 5 sessions of jam-packed information with myself and him leading 2 of the sessions. He's kind of shares information that I never even heard of. And to receive it from a naturopath was, just, yeah, so much value, just kind of like blew everyone's minds in there. So that's a really awesome course. So if you do want to receive that, let me know in the chat afterwards. But there's also like so many different resources. I'd love to maybe share also in here some of the resources that I have for you all that I send to my customers or leads. So if you can make a note of that, Holly, that would be amazing, just to remind me. Like I've got some really awesome PDFs with a Nagic web system. You can create your own websites. I don't know why I just said that, but that's got nothing to do with understanding more. That's more like strategy. But I actually have a landing page that I have for people that I send out to people with heaps of information. So yeah, there's so many different ways in how we can absorb the knowledge for ourselves, but then share it with others. So yes, deepening your knowledge and wisdom is a key piece. So instead of watching a Netflix movie, watch, a 30-minute Kangen water video or understanding the Inespa more. There's so many things that we can do to upgrade our knowledge, and knowledge is key to having success as well. Like, you want to be able to respond to people's questions. You want to be able to have the answers. And then, of course, in leadership, if you don't have the answer, and that's just being real and authentic, then it's like, oh, I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm going to come back to that, and, I'll ask my upline or I'll ask my business mentor to give me the answer, and I'll come back to you. So this, by having more of the product knowledge, like this is also going to give you more conviction. This is also going to give you more belief in what we have here. If someone comes to you and, they say, oh, I want to know about this amazing company and this business, and you're like, oh, the water does this, and I think it does this. It's like, that's not going to come across, as very inspiring for the person. So yeah, just gift yourself with all of this knowledge, and it's only going to support you to create more success. Then we have leading your business with the products or business offline. So I started this journey very much leading with the business and the products, but I kind of tended to lean in more with the Kangen water. I was also very familiar with running events. Like we used to have our samosa business. We used to do market stalls and festivals, and we used to show up. And for me, it was quite easy. So we were like, let's just share this water far and wide in every way that we can. Me and my partner are great at having conversations with people. So we're like, let's just lean into that. And we've had a lot of success just through simply leading with this business offline as well as online. And I love to be able to weave in both. So to lead your business offline, There's many different ways in how you can do it. Um, Firstly, just simply being open to having conversations with people in your everyday life. So whether it's a phone call, whether it's down the street, whether you're meeting up with a friend for a cuppa, like just start getting into the habit of having conversations about what you do, Enagic, Kangen Water, and the business. So yeah, giving yourself that opportunity always. Like there's always opportunities for conversations with people offline. It can be spontaneous, it can be planned. Like, if you really want to practice this, just, I suppose, find opportunities to, if soon as someone says, "Oh, how are you? How's your day been?" You can be like, "Oh, it's been great. I've been focusing on my business." "Oh, what's your business?" "Oh, well, I do this, this, and this, and this, and I help people create income online, or I educate people about Kangen water. Have you heard of that?" "No, what is that?" "Oh, you haven't heard of it? Amazing." Like blah, 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 blah. And then you get to experience in the moment maybe people's objections. "Oh, I've heard of Enagic and oh, I know so many people doing it and I just think it's a scam. Why the heck are you doing that?" And then it's like in the moment, "Oh, really? You've heard it's a scam? Why do you think that?" Like it just gives you these opportunities to meet people in the flesh rather than behind the screen. Like, someone sends you a message, you've got moments to kind of think about what you're going to say back. You don't have to respond straight away. When it's face to face, you're there, it's in the moment, you've got every possibility to make a sale or meet an objection or feel really uncomfortable, even if you stumble up your words. Like that doesn't matter. It's like they're not going to really know that. So I just encourage you to have conversations with as many people as you can everywhere, wherever and everywhere, because it's only going to support your growth, it's going to support your leadership, and it's going to support you to get comfortable having conversations. So that's one strategy. The other strategy is doing water trials or loaner machine, lending out your loaner machine. Does everyone here have a second K8 or not? Some people do. Yeah, no. Okay. So let's start with water trials. This can be a very fun way of sharing the water with people. One thing I also love to share is not everyone wants this business, but a lot of people might just want the water or the products. So I've always been open to being available for both. I'm not going to force people into the business. If they want the water, but they don't want the business, it's like, okay, whatever, all good. Amazing gift that you're giving to yourself just with the water. Sometimes years later, they might be like, "Oh, there's a business. I remember that. Like, I'm ready to get started." So you just never know there. Water trials, yeah. So water trials. This is where you have the opportunity to share the water with people that you know. I know Carla and Nicole, I think you just did a water trial. Do you want to come out, Carla, and share something about your recent water trial?
Cool. Hey everyone. So at the moment we kind of have three people actually on a water trial with us. One woman from my work, Annie, who you know, Natasha actually. So they've been coming to get the water. She's not in a position to buy one yet financially, and they're like kind of friends. They have a bit of health things going on, so we're like just continuing to support them to let them fill up until they're ready. But they now joke that we're the water dealers and we've got them hooked on Kangen. They used to buy the reverse osmosis from in town, and I explained to her that that's actually really dead water. And I've seen a video recently that I might share into the thing that's actually some quite scary research about reverse osmosis. Just a little side note, it like kind of slowly shuts down your organs because it's such harsh water with no minerals in it. But anyway, so they're doing really well on it. They feel amazing. The daughter has diabetes, and after a while, private. Oh, well, yeah, true. Okay, maybe that's private information, but it's amazing for her. She's had not needed to use as much insulin as she usually would have. And then we've got some other friends that are a couple. They've been coming to try the water. It's probably like their second week now. She's feeling amazing. She's coming out of like some haze of losing her other job and being at home for the first time ever, not knowing what to do. She feels like this business also has come at a perfect time for her. And they're feeling great on it. Like the boyfriend is not drinking coffee anymore in the mornings. He's just like having the water. And then also this guy that I was working with, because I work for Rainbow Solar Power Company now, so he was a solar installer on the roof and started just getting chronic fatigue and actually has not been able to work anymore. And I just was like always telling him stuff about the water, and he was really into health. And I was like, you need to try my water. Like, come over, come over. And he lives on my street. So he's been coming over. He was just here tonight. And I said to him, like, it's been about 2-3 weeks now that you've been filling up. Like, are you actually feeling a difference? And he was, yeah, saying that he doesn't feel the full on fatigue anymore. Like he's not 100% again, but he's not like totally fucked either. So he's feeling really good about it
and ready to look for more work.
Yeah, ready to look for more work and find other things. So like potentially he could buy one as well. Yeah, so we just love sharing the water actually with people. We're getting like a reputation now as the water deal. Mum's here as well tonight. We're having cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just been really cool to hear the feedback, hear the transformations within a few weeks. And yeah, I don't know, it's just great. Every time they come over, I'm telling them more things about them. They're like, oh my God, and like sending them new videos and PDFs. And the couple, they love the idea of the non-tox thing and being able to they're going to be growing their family soon, so they're really excited about having like a complete non-tox home. And yeah, so it's been going good. Yeah, I've stepped back from the online stuff a bit because I've been like in full-time work now, but that's just actually brought me into the community more physically. And so suddenly it's just like bam, bam, bam. Every week I'm like, old mates coming over to fill up water, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, so it's been really fun and just sharing about it. And yeah, it's a thing.
Awesome. Yay. So good. So as you can see, it's easy, it's fun, it's supportive. Some people want to try the water before they purchase, and having this experience for people, is just a way of being generous. We don't charge for water trials. The way it can work is like I love having like 2 empty vessels available, either for them or you actually I haven't done a water trial for a while because we live a bit more remote, but they provide 2 empty vessels. They come to fill up the first time. I give them like a rundown of the machine, how it works. They go away, take the water, drink it for 3 to 4 days. Then when they're ready to refill, they just send me a message saying that they're coming this afternoon. I have the second container ready to go, put it on the front porch, and it's kind of like a take and swap. So I don't have to chat with them every time. I don't have to see them because, that can take time, especially like Colours and Nicole doing like 3 water trials. You don't always want to have people come inside your home all the time. So yeah, it's a really awesome way just to give people the taste and getting them to journal or getting them to experience the changes and differences. And I find most people that do water trials will end up buying a machine. So yeah, it's just a great way of, again, having conversations. And that was the other thing that just came through for me as well. Understanding the products, also understanding the health benefits is so important. So with that, like, as you can see, Colour and Nicole, they're all 3 different people, completely in different circumstances, but it's allowing them to step into their leadership by giving them information and resources. And, someone might come to you and say, oh, I've got cancer or diabetes. How can this water help me? So then that's an opportunity for you to research and do your own research to then come back to them. The Balages group Elixir of Life is everyone in that group, or if you're not, reach out to your upline here and get them to get you into that group. So yeah, it's incredible. It's got so much value around the health benefits, different testimonials, different water types. The other great piece of knowledge to get familiar with is the different types of water out there: rainwater, bottled water, reverse osmosis, filtered, alkaline. Like, have a knowledge about that, because often you'll get people come to you who are like, oh, I heard alkaline water is bad for you. Do you have a response for that? Do you know how you would respond to someone saying, oh, alkaline water is bad for you? Nah. Do you know the difference between alkaline water and alkalized water? So the Kangen water is alkalized. The alkaline water that you get from supermarkets and shops is alkaline. It's had added calciums and minerals and additives added to it. So long term, it is not good for you to drink alkaline water. But Kangen water is different. It absorbs straight into your cells and it bypasses the digestive system. So having all of that knowledge is going to be helpful. Also, having knowledge of other companies is also really good. Get to know your other local water ionizer companies, because I can assure you there'll be times in your journey that people will come to you and say, well, I heard that this company and this product is half the price and it says that Kangen does this, this, and this. So equip yourself with all of that knowledge. The other thing is having a loaner machine. So similar to a water trial, but you just are loaning your second K8 device to the person that wants to try it in their home. So this is obviously an upgrade to water trials and much more easier, and they get to experience it in their home. And really experience the benefits. They get to use the different types of water. Again, most of the time people will purchase one if they've used it in their home for a few weeks. Then there is the chance of doing events. So actually doing water events or water/business events. And I've always done this very casually from my own home. Obviously, you have to be comfortable having people come to your home. If that doesn't feel right, you could do it in a public place or a cafe or a friend's home, or if you have a team member that's just come on board where they really want to do a water event, you host the water event at their home and they invite all the people, or you both invite people. So it's a great chance, again, for you to step into your power, into your knowledge, into you hosting this event and people coming along and learning. And I've always made these very casual, very informal. We come along, we sit around, I talk about it all first. We drink lots of water, they get hydrated. I might have some nibbles, available, sometimes not. And then I show them the machine, show them all the different ways that it can be used. We do a water test with the different types of water with the pH drops. And then they ask lots of questions. And by everyone being there open and receptive to learn, the questions that get asked, people are like, oh, wow, yeah, I thought of that. Oh, I didn't think of that. Wow, that sounds amazing. And it's just a really, kind of fun and conducive space for people to be learning about it. And they get that tangible experience of drinking it. And we get to just dive right in and it's really fun. So if you're not familiar with doing events, there's many YouTube videos on people doing water presentations. Just kind of watch them and then find your own way, your own flow. How else? Leading offline, you could be courageous in doing a festival or having a stall at an event. This is a really great way to get comfortable having lots of conversations. So if you don't feel comfortable having conversations or answering questions, just go to have a stall at an event. You just have to have a little simple setup. You have the Kangen water set up, or just have it in 20-litre containers if there's no proper setup. And you'll have then people coming to you and they're like, what is this? And you get to answer all their questions and talk about it and give water to try. And it's a really, really fun way to just get comfortable and get confident and just be in a different environment. I love doing events. To be honest, I haven't had much success with sales at events, but that was probably more in the first half of my journey. I know if I did events now, I would be in a whole different space and I reckon I can drop sales easily, but I just haven't done an event for a while. The events that I used to do were more for my team, so they could just get confident in speaking about the water. So it was always really successful in that way. Or just being present in your community, local community. It's just that, having that, omnipresence. People will start to know this is what you do. And then if they're friends with you online and then you're posting online as well, they're going to put the two and two together and then, create that relationship moving forwards. So, I'm just going to check my notes again and maybe if you can, if there's any questions. I haven't checked the chat yet. I'll just see if I missed anything. Water trials, loan machines. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I mean, I do offer one-on-one mentor calls in the back end of the Freedom era, especially for people that are wanting to lead with the water online and offline. So if you ever want like a strategy call, you don't have to book it through TFE. I do offer strategy calls and mentorships as well for people that are wanting extra support around all of this. But it's just an opportunity for you to explore yourself in this business in all areas, and don't hold back, and just dive in, be bold, be courageous, and just always trust that how you're showing up, what you're sharing is going to impact someone, even if it's one person or lots of people in some way. And what we have to share here is such a gift. So just always, bringing in that deeper embodiment, commitment, conviction, belief in what we've got here. And you'll just all thrive with it.
Beautiful. Thank you. I've
Yay.
got lots of questions for you.
Okay.
So I would love for you to go deeper when you meet someone in the street, because I know that this is your superpower. When you meet someone in the street or face to face that asks you what you do, what's your response?
Depends who it is. Then it depends on my answer. So I have lots of different responses. So if someone comes to me and they say, "What do you do?" If it's kind of a woman like me, I might say, I have an online business where I inspire women to create financial freedom that is aligned with their values, as well as health and wellness. I don't know, I just wing it. I don't have any script. Or I educate, if someone is more for the water or products that I sense, I educate people about world-class water ionizers, Kangen water systems. Have you heard of that? Or I support people to live their life in full health and vitality, with full health, wealth, and vitality, with being partnered to an incredible 51-year-old Japanese company that support people to create full physical freedom, financial freedom, physical health, and mental and emotional health. I don't know. I just kind of come with like all the different aspects depending on the person. But it's also about not just like dumping things onto people either. Like that's what we need to be careful as well. I think Ricardo put in like listening. Listening is a key to leadership and success as well. If we're going to be going around the street and go, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I do," blah, 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 and not ask them like, what do they do? Or it's all about having a conversation. And I'm very intuitive as well as far as what needs to come through.
Nice.
So I don't kind of hold on to any script that this is what I say every time I meet someone down the street.
Yeah, cool. It's great examples. And what you just said, or what Ricardo said about listening, I love the phrase, "If you're not interested, you're not interesting." People want to talk about themselves, and if you're not interested in them, they're not interested in you.
Yeah. There's also like, if someone has a health issue, or if someone says to me, "Oh, I'm struggling right now. I've got psoriasis all over my skin." It's like, oh, there's a perfect opportunity to share this knowledge. Or if someone says, "Oh, I'm really," like I met a woman in the cafe the other day. I kind of meet people just around. And she just said, "Oh, I've just moved here. I've been here 6 months. I'm looking for work. It's so hard to find a job. I don't know what to do." And then I just said, "Oh, have you ever thought about doing an online business?" And she said, "Oh, I have, but I'm not very tech savvy at all. But I am seeing lots of people doing online business, and I can understand why people would do this." And we opened a whole conversation. And I was actually doing an event for someone in my team, like 15 minutes after I met her, a water event. And I said, "I'm actually hosting this event just down the road. Maybe you'd like to come along and be part of that." And it was all so new for her. She hadn't heard of Enagic or Kangen water. And I could see she was a bit daunted by what I was sharing, but there was like intrigue. Anyway, and then she said, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to come to this event." Anyway, 5 minutes before I rocked up there, she's like, "Thank you so much. I'm not going to come to the event, but I'd love to receive some information from you." So it's like, oh, easy, just like that. You just never know who is there waiting to receive what we've got here.
Yeah. So Katie's just asked, how would you start the conversation with someone who says they suffer with psoriasis without being too salesy.
Yeah, so I'd be like, so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I can imagine how frustrating and challenging that would be. I know some people in my life that suffers from, severe eczema and it's horrible. Um, I would love to know I'd love to know what water are you drinking? And then like water, why? Oh, because do you realize that not all water is the same and water can be a key factor to optimal health and vitality? And then they might say, oh, well, I drink bottled water. Oh my goodness. Okay. Have you heard of Kangen water? And they'll either say yes or no. And then it just opens the conversation from there.
Mm.
So I'm always asking them questions. I'm not always just like, dumping the information. Same with like cafes. Sorry, steering from that question, but often cafes, like there's this cafe I've been going to, and this guy served me the other day and he's like, oh, what are you going to be doing for your day? And I said, oh, I'm going to be working on my business. And I'm like, I actually have felt to ask you guys whether you would like a Kangen water system in your cafe. Have you heard of this? And one of them was like, oh, I've heard of that. And then he's like, can you tell me more about it? So it's like, I don't know, it's just like giving the opportunity wherever you are, because you just never know like who will be like. So many times I have people, oh, I've just been thinking about changing my water. I've just been thinking about changing my job. Like, yeah, if we're going to walk around our life online, offline, without sharing this, nothing is going to happen.
Mm.
So it's really tuning in. How much do you want to share this? How far and wide do you want to let this out? Like shouting it from the rooftops? Or is it just like, oh yeah, a little bit here and there? And then this is where we've got to get ourselves out of the way, right? Because we're got so much conditioning and so many self-limiting beliefs, and our ego gets affected. And this is where it's like, let that go and be of service. Like what we have here can help change lives. And I don't mind if I change 1 life, 2 lives, 10 lives, 100 lives. Every single life that gets changed through this is a gift. So really embodying that remembrance rather than your ego going, oh no, I can't have that conversation with that person because they might think I'm weird,
Yeah.
all the things that come up in our minds with.
So how would you handle objections like it's too expensive or I don't have time?
Yeah, well, I love objections. I used to be daunted by them. I'm like, oh, like, yeah, but you really get to grow into your confidence in speaking with objections. I've always seen objections are great. Like, it's better than someone saying, oh, no, not interested, see you later. There's an opportunity to support them. So it's whether they have a preconceived idea, a limiting belief, an opinion around this, a block, whatever it is, you've got an opportunity to meet them in that objection. If I usually just ask them questions about it. So, oh, what makes you think it's so expensive? Or I might say, I understand. I reflect back. I understand that this is a high price investment. But how much do you truly value your health? And I'd love to know, like, this is where, like, I was having a conversation with a woman the other day. She's spending $100 a week on Woolworth's bottled water for her family. So if someone like that comes to me saying this is too expensive, it's like, oh, okay, but you're already spending $100 a week on bottled water. Do you realize that the bottled water you're drinking is really bad for you? And this woman has got some cancer thing she's going through. I just popped her bubble where she was like, oh my goodness, like this is the exact thing I need to hear. This makes so much sense. Absolute no-brainer. Once I met her with the objection of too expensive. Was there another part to that? The too expensive and
or I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have time. Okay, I don't have time for what? You don't have time? Okay, I totally understand that. Life can be very full. What do you actually want in your life? Oh, I want more time. So what are you doing right now? Oh, I work full time, 9 to 5. I don't have enough time to be with my family, let alone, time for myself. So are you actually happy in the job that you're doing? No, I hate it. It's like this is where you get to really get a sense of like where people are at. And then it's about shifting the mindset and shifting perspective when it comes to objections. Same with like the scam pyramid scheme. I love that one now. I used to feel so scared by that. At the beginning of my journey, it just created lots of wobbling for me of like, oh my God, maybe this is a scam. Like, so now I love that objection because it's like, hell no. Like, if, so not a scam. Like, if this was a scam, this is a 51-year-old company that's older than me. Don't you think this company would be dead by now if it was a scam? Do you know what a pyramid scheme is? Or it's like, oh, why do you think it's a pyramid scheme? Or why do you think it's a scam? Oh, I just have heard this and blah, 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 blah. Most people don't even know what they're saying. They're just like this preconceived opinion that because this is a different kind of business model. And yes, there have been people burnt and, left to not make any money in these type of network marketing businesses like the old school Amway and things like that. But yeah, this is where we really get to educate and lean in on the success that people are having in our community. And more so the success that you're having or the heart connection that you've got with this business, even if you haven't made any sales yet. And I love when those objections used to come because it did create a wobble, but it really supported me to create even deeper conviction for this. So I noticed over the years, every time that objection came again and again, it was like, oh, deeper conviction, deeper embodiment in my leadership to just share the facts and the truth with other people.
I love that. And I've really found in my conversations of late with this ad that we're running that the more objections, the more the person actually wants it. They're just trying to figure it out in their head. I see you, Nick. Yeah, that's been a great one. So now when I get objections, I'm like, oh, I've got a great lead here. So my last question, and guys, if you guys have got questions, drop them in the comments. My last question is, do you have a go-to strategy for lead generation or nurturing your lead, and like what's been working consistently for you over these years?
Oh, I like that question. Well, naturally, I'm very nurturing. So it comes very easily for me. For me, personal connection is really important. Can you ask the question again, actually?
Yes, it was kind of two-part question. So do you have a go-to strategy for lead generation is the first part of the question.
Lead generation. Well, I've built my business organically over these 7 years. I've only just recently started making some sales through ads. So my intention is that I'm just a magnetic shining light and people are going to be attracted to this and they're going to come to this through me. And the content that I share is just me being myself. And that's just how leads have come. Like, yeah, it's just like being magnetic, being out there, showing up, being real, weaving this in. Obviously, over the years, people are seeing my results and success. But yeah, I'm really proud to share that. And I truly believe it's such a great solution for people to receive. So it's like, that's my intention. So the leads just come. As far as managing leads, I've had written pieces of paper, lists, spreadsheets, all the things. Yeah, at the moment I've got so many leads and I can't keep up with like putting them into a spreadsheet. So I'm like, okay, it's all good. Like I'm just going to go with the flow with it all. But then nurturing the leads, was that the next question? Oh, you're on mute. Lovely.
So yeah, it was sort of, yeah, how do you nurture them? What's been working consistently for you over the years?
Yeah, so I always connect with them personally. I find if I have a lead, I'm very generous with what I give to them. Like I'm like, okay, great, you're interested in this. How can I support you? How can I share this? Voice messages so they can feel me. Getting on a call, doing a video call. Yeah, just being myself and being available to support and nurture them. I've had some people that have been leads for years, and I've always, like, there's one woman that me and Color's in my team. Yeah, she was interested in this business 4 years ago, and we had a three-way chat that we started 4 years ago. And over the years, we've just every now and then dropped a little message in the three-way chat. Hey, Jess, where are you at? Are you ready? No, I still don't have the money. It's like we've always just held her and nurtured her, and we've never been pushy. We've never forced her to do anything. And then finally, one day, she's like, I'm ready. And in she came. So, yeah, just being, just being available to support people. And, if you have your content, like nurturing your people that engage with your content, don't ever leave them commenting on your post without responding back. Or every now and then popping a voice message to someone that, you feel might be a great lead, or, hey, I've seen that you've been engaging on my content. Thank you so, so much. Are you actually interested in this business, or are you just like liking my stuff? Whatever. It's like just making connections just to get to know where people are at, and then just holding them in your vision. I find putting leads, like hot leads, on my vision board is helpful, because it's like, yeah, you're just holding them in that sphere of your vision. And the amount of people that have come into my team through people on my vision board has been so many. Yeah. So yeah, that's a little magic tip that I work with that's really, really helpful.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. I think it's really cool. You guys, you and Carla have held Jess, was it? That's something that James actually said, James Cruz said on one of the Freedom Days, was never ever rush.
Yeah.
Rush a sale, which for me, I'm like, let's go. So patience is my biggest thing that I have to work on. But hearing that from James was like, okay, I can see that he's a like go-getter, but he's also learning patience. So I need to learn patience too. So yeah, it's really beautiful because I can now see, now that I've kind of let go of some of those people, that I know that they will in time. And we just keep moving forward and speaking to the next people.
Yeah, and keep checking in with them, because you just never know. And that's where it's like, don't just let them go. Keep checking in. And then there's also a time as well when you're chatting with leads that there's a moment where you can be like, okay, like a woman, a cold lead from an ad, she was so ready about to go, and then she's had some family trauma where she's like, I so want this, but I'll come back to you. I'm like, of course, like no rush whatsoever. Like take your time. Like I'm here for when you're ready. So in maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to reach back out to her and just check in. But if there's someone that is kind of fluffing about and kind of coming up with excuses, and you can see that, they're kind of just fluffing in the wind, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Like, oh yeah, I want this, but I don't have the money, but I know I really want this. So, then there's an opportunity to call them forwards and maybe bring in a bit more assertive nurturing than, the big open-hearted nurturing. There's different qualities of nurturing.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think also, like, I've also learned in my journey, there's been times where I overgive, and I want to give too much. And I've got a few people in my team that, they experience that, where they like give too much information or too much, nurturing, where it's like too much for the person to receive. So I think it's also tuning into that person and of who they are and what they want. And then you've got like the people that are like wanting all the research and asks a million questions. This is an interesting one. So when someone asks, like, there's certain personality types that they need to just leave like 10-minute voice messages and want to know everything. And this is where you need to create boundaries and also give them the information, but to a point, and then that's where it's just kind of a bit of discernment that's needed. But you kind of just go with the flow. But I don't ever not give people the answers to their questions. Like if someone's coming me with like 50 questions, I'll answer them all, because it's like, obviously this is their way of learning and this is their way of wanting to feel full clarity, whether they jump on into the business or not. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Yay.
You're a wealth of knowledge. Thank you for giving us your time and all of your value. And I'm going to make a post inside our container. So if anyone has any more questions, you can chuck them on the post. And hopefully that's okay with you, Natasha, because I didn't
Yeah.
ask this first. And you can answer everyone's questions. That would be amazing. But yeah, thank you so, so much. You are a
Pleasure.
bloody legend.
Thank you.
I'd love to get a photo of all of us just to share to my stories. Can we all kind of just like do something funny, like just like yeah.
Yes.
Yay. Perfect. Great.
Beautiful. Cool. So next week, so we're going to drop a post inside our container and inside our messenger group with our task for the week. So a couple of things that Natasha has given us is the qualities that you coming up with a list of the qualities that you naturally embody, and also the qualities that need some improvement, because it's great awareness for us. A victory list. So Matt and I are going to do, some of you will know, I'm feeling like Scott and Kat, you're going to know what the victory list is. It's so powerful. I love it so much. So we're going to do just a quick video and drop it in, just talking about the victory list, what it is, how you do it. I have got a book that I am obsessed with. I actually, as soon as Matt walked in the door today, I was like, this book.
Reread it.
So it's gonna be one of our tasks is to try and get through it over the week. Like if you can listen to it on Audible or something, it's called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind.
T. Harv Eker.
That's
The
the
author.
guy's name. Yeah. I'll drop a thing though, so you know who it is. But this book is fucking next level. Like it's got me making PDFs. So when that shit starts to happen, we know some stuff's going down. So I'm gonna drop that one. Yes, self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. Yes, Carla, love that. Carla, you had a water video and on reverse osmosis. So please, can you drop that in or send it to me? Natasha, you also had some water resources, but we'll talk about them. And I've got a water trial PDF as well. So for people who are doing water trials or loaning out their machine, there's a PDF that can help you. So I'm going to share that with you guys. And next week, we're doing ads training. So Matt over there is going to take us from creating your business page, like right from scratch, starting a business page, all the way to hitting publish on your ad. Yes, because let's get some ads rolling. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.